You know the struggle of a small kitchen, right? But what if I told you that a compact space doesn't mean you have to compromise on function or on style? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how to turn even the tiniest kitchen into a place you'll absolutely love to cook in. Does this look familiar? Barely enough counter space to chop an onion, cabinets so packed that an avalanche of stuff falls out when you open them, and just that general kind of cramped feeling. Yeah, these are the classic problems of a small kitchen. But the great news is, they're all solvable. So here's our game plan for today. We'll start by looking at the challenge itself. Then we'll dive right into the most important part, the layout and flow. After that, we're going to unlock some seriously smart storage hacks, play with light and visual illusions to make the space feel bigger, and we'll finish with the one habit that makes the biggest difference day to day, the clear countertop rule. First up, the small kitchen challenge. Really, it's all about a balancing act. How do you maximize every single inch for function and for storage without making it look cluttered or sacrificing the style you want? It's all about being strategic. Okay, let's get to the foundation of it all, mastering your layout and flow. Think of this as the blueprint for your kitchen's efficiency. Getting this part right is the absolute first, most critical step to creating a space that actually works for you, not against you. Let's look at a couple of popular layouts for tight spaces. First, the single-wall kitchen. Everything is lined up on one wall. It's fantastic for studios or open-plan living because it looks so clean and streamlined. The big trade-off, though, counter space is pretty limited. Then you have the galley layout, which uses two parallel walls. This is a classic for narrow rooms, and it gives you a ton more storage. The only catch is making sure it's well lit so it doesn't feel too closed in. The L-shaped kitchen is another amazing choice. It makes great use of corners and creates a really natural workflow. And of course, in an open concept space, an island can be a total game changer, right? It's your prep station, your dining spot. But listen, here is the one rule you absolutely cannot break. You need a minimum of 1 meter of clearance all around it. No exceptions. If you don't have that space, don't force it. A portable workbench or a little trolley is a much, much smarter option. Now, you've probably heard designers talk about workflow, and that usually comes down to the kitchen work triangle. It's this classic design concept where you place your three main zones, the sink, the stove, and the fridge, in a triangle. The whole point is to minimize the steps you take between them, making cooking way more efficient. The sweet spot for the distance between each point is somewhere between 1.2 and 2.7 meters. So beyond that main triangle, you got to think about the daily traffic flow. You definitely want to spread out your major appliances to avoid bottlenecks. And putting the dishwasher and the trash can right next to the sink, well, that's just a no-brainer for easy cleanup. Here's a pro tip. Try not to put your stove or sink right up against a sidewall. It feels really confining to work there. And another one, if you have wide upper cabinets, go for two smaller doors instead of one giant one that blocks the whole walkway when it's open. Okay, so our layout is sorted. Now let's talk about storage. This is where we get really clever and find a home for everything by using every last cubic inch we can find. Okay, get ready for this because this might be the most important storage tip of all. The number one mistake people make with their base cabinets, it's choosing old school doors over drawers. I know it sounds like a small detail, but trust me, it makes a massive difference in a small kitchen. And here's why. With drawers, you just pull them out and you can see and grab everything, even the stuff way at the back. No more getting on your hands and knees to find that one pot lid. You can also mix up the heights, a shallow one for utensils, a super deep one for your pots. The only place a cupboard really wins is under the sink, because of all the plumbing. And hey, for a bonus hack, look into toe kick drawers. They use that dead space at the very bottom for storing flat things like baking sheets. Genius. All right, so we've maximized the physical space. Now let's talk about maximizing the perceived space. This is where we use light and a few clever visual tricks to make your kitchen feel so much bigger and brighter than it actually is. The secret to great lighting is thinking in 3 layers. First, you've got ambient lighting. That's your general overall light from ceiling fixtures. Then there's task lighting, which is your hero. It's focused light exactly where you need it, like under cabinet strips that light up your counters. And finally, you have accent lighting, like a cool pendant light, which just adds a little bit of personality and visual interest. Getting this mix right is a total game changer. Speaking of light, when you're choosing paint, here is a term you need to know, LRV. Which stands for light reflectance value. It sounds technical, but it's super simple. It's just a number that tells you how much light a color reflects. All you need to remember is this. For a small kitchen, you want to paint with an LRV of 75 or higher. It will make the room feel so much brighter. Okay, this slide is packed with 7 powerful visual tricks. We've talked about light paint. Next, think about reflective surfaces. A glossy tile or a mirrored backsplash can work wonders, bouncing light all over the place. Matching your wall color to your cabinet color creates this seamless, expansive look. Or try this two-tone trick. Darker base cabinets and lighter upper cabinets. It draws the eye up and creates a sense of height. And the last few are all about creating clean lines. Go for handleless cabinets, take them all the way to the ceiling, and use bracketless floating shelves. It all helps to reduce visual clutter. And now for our final section, and honestly, this one might be the quickest win you can get. This is the simple habit that can instantly make your kitchen feel bigger and way more functional. It really boils down to this. Clutter is the absolute enemy of a small space. Your countertops are prime real estate, and when they're covered with a million appliances and gadgets, the whole room just shrinks and feels chaotic. So, how do you fix it? Easy, a simple 3-step plan. First, curate. Be ruthless. What do you truly use every single day? The coffee maker? The toaster? They can stay. Second, store. Everything else, the stand mixer, the blender, the air fryer, needs a home behind a closed door or in a drawer. And third, coordinate. For the few things that are left out, just try to make sure they have a cohesive look, maybe the same color or material. It makes a huge difference. And this whole clear the clutter idea extends to your big appliances too. I mean, really ask yourself, do you need a giant family-sized fridge if it's just you or 2 of you? There are amazing slimmer models out there. And things like a half-size or single-drawer dishwasher can free up a huge amount of cabinet space, which, let's be honest, is often way more valuable. And there you go, a complete game plan for transforming your small kitchen. From the big stuff like layout, to the details like lighting, to simple daily habits, all of these changes can make a huge impact. So I'll leave you with this question. As you look at your own kitchen right now, what's the one change, big or small, that you're going to make first?